Hello, my darlings. I'm mixing it up a little bit today because I'm still getting lots and lots of messages both on YouTube, Facebook, my business email about anxiety, PTSD, trauma, people being bullied. But I've also had lots of people saying to me, could I do a bit more yoga? Because apparently a headstand yoga video I did a little while ago was quite popular for some reason. I mean, I actually managed to speak for nearly 10 minutes upside down. I can speak anywhere, you know me by now. But I thought, let's weave it together. You know, sometimes we don't want to just sit down and talk about PTSD or the bullying or whatever's upsetting us. We just don't want to do it. We need those tools every day that we can use to really help ourselves, take our mental health in hand. And if touch isn't for you, then yoga might be. So I'm weaving it up, and you can make it fun. So I've actually got some yoga poses written out on bits of paper here, and they're specifically related to trauma. And they have been proven on a neuroscientific level. They use neuroimaging, MRI imaging, to reduce the effects of trauma, anxiety, PTSD. This has really been proven on a neuroscientific level. So I've specifically chosen some poses today that are addressing those issues, so that you could even do it as a little morning workout or a routine. Or if you've got a child, you could put them into a story. I'll do a little lucky dip story later on to show you what I mean. I've made an anxiety box for my rainbow kids, and we've got massage in there, breathing, all sorts. Just tools, literally tools in a toolbox. It's a toucan toolbox. And I'm going to add these to it later, because I've really looked into this for you all in the last week, really, since I made my last video. So obviously yoga on other levels, it increases self-awareness, interpersonal awareness. Most importantly of all, that 90% of serotonin in our gut is being pushed up like a shaken bottle of Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola or Prosecco or champagne, if you feel like celebrating your yoga experience. It also pushes up dopamine, which is the neurotransmitter of attention, motivation, focus, drive, that feeling of reward. It's fantastic. It's the top super hormone, and my very, very favourite one. And that's in the gut too. And as I've said to you before in previous videos, when we do any work, whether it's touch or movement, and we get that flowing up, I mean, it's just incredible, because we've got so many neurotransmitters in our guts, serotonin, dopamine, that it could actually run as an independent nervous system. Used to be our first brain in the days when we were running around with clubs, looking for things to bash and eat, kept us safe, alerted us to danger, but also kept us happy, focused, all those things. So it does that. What else does it do? It boosts confidence. It really, really does. It opens up the diaphragm, which is mega important, because if we've got our diaphragm fully open, we are breathing well, we're breathing deeply. That in itself will push those happy hormones and coping chemicals up from the gut, but it will expand our lungs to the maximum capacity so that we can breathe well. People who have been under long-term trauma will very often reverse breathe, so it will correct that too. I've mentioned reverse breathing in videos before, but I'll just to recap quickly now. It's normally when you breathe in, your tummy comes out. But for people who have been under long-term trauma, long-term anxiety, if they haven't got a little boo to wander around right in the middle of a video, then I've completely lost my track now, boo. Where was I, darling? Oh, God. Anyway, she's so beautiful, she distracted me. But yes, this is what it's all about. It helps you to breathe normally. That's right, people who are under really awful fight or flight, prolonged stress, anxiety, PTSD, when they breathe in, their tummies go in. And when they breathe out, their tummies come out. I used to do that for years, and it was only when I did my special yoga training with Jyoti Manual at Special Yoga that I realised I'd been doing this for years. And if you breathe well, it increases the blood and oxygen to the brain, so that whatever you're going through, you've got perspective, clear thinking. Those higher brain functions aren't clouded, which can often happen when we're in fight or flight, because that bit, the rational part of the brain, the cockpit of our jumbo jets, just goes, oh, I've had it, and switches off. Immune system switches off. We don't want that. We want happiness, immunity, good breathing, plenty of happy hormones and coping chemicals. So I'm going to get on with it now. I'm on a little bit of a rabble today because I love my job. Best job in the world. So the first one is standing side stretches. So I'm going to get up at this point and hopefully I won't headbutt the beautiful garland I made for summer, for joy, for spreading the love, for enjoying my therapy chalet. So side stretches. So you stand a little bit like the mountain pose. In fact, we could do that one first because that's in there. The mountain pose, and you really feel your feet grounded on the floor, every little bit of it, and they're roughly in line with your shoulders. That's the important thing. I've got quite little shoulders, so my feet don't need to be very far apart. If you've got 6 foot wide shoulders, you've had it because you'll be doing the splits. But anyway, so standing like a mountain, and that is literally just this, and you let your arms go by your side, your spine is as lovely and straight as you can make it. And it actually helps that tiredness and that stress descend through your body. That's amazing. It never ceases to amaze me what I learn. I learned this last week, that little bit. I never stop learning. My brain is honestly a bit bionic at times. So that's the mountain pose. If you want to go into side stretches, you have your feet just a little bit wider apart, and you literally... you've got to keep in line with your body, so no going butt like that and whacking garlands. You have to, as straight as you can, like this, first one side. This is really opening up the diaphragm and whooshing that serotonin and dopamine up your spinal, the vagus nerve, to your brain. And then you do the other side, because if you do one side, you always do the other side, because yoga balances both sides of the brain as well. And, you know, if you can't get all the way down there, I'm not feeling particularly bendy today, but if, you know, yoga should never hurt. Never should it hurt. So you ease into things bit by bit, day by day. You can get a little bit lower down. But honestly, you shouldn't have any strain or aches or anything like that after yoga. You really shouldn't. For years I did yoga and I'd be in blimmin' agony and thought, my God, I wonder if I've joined something a bit weird here. But no, I've now learned it shouldn't hurt. Anyway, so we've done the mountain and we've done side stretches. So, so now you're going to get a view of my lovely big bottom. Sorry about this bit. YouTube might ban it. I'm going into cat pose like this, and your back dips a little bit. But your arms and legs are equal distance apart, roughly in line with your shoulders. And you're just like this. Just let your back sink a little bit, and that's cat pose. And that really helps with the gut, digestion, things we can't digest. And I don't always mean food. And all those lovely happy hormones and coping chemicals going, oh my God, she's doing the cat position. It's time to boogie. So that's that one. And then, so let's have a look. Oh, child's pose is very lovely. Child's pose is beautiful. But we're going to do it with our arms forward. So your chest is on your thighs. So that's really massaging the gut. Your head's on the floor. And your arms are out in front of you. And this is incredibly grounding, relaxing. The gut's being massaged. And your whole body just drops. The energy drops. It's an absolutely fantastic one for any sort of mental health, anxiety, depression, fear. You know, it's even good to do before exams. I mean, obviously not when you're queuing up or you're by your table. I mean in the morning before you go in. Or quickly in the loo. Oh, no, don't do that, because often they're not very clean. So then you can do side-lying leg uplifting. I'm sorry, that is what it's called. So you lie on your side and you're literally going like this.
I do that.
Just lifting your legs. That was my daughter. She said she does this. It's also very good because it keeps your thighs nice and trim. I need to do it a bit more. And obviously, big view of my bum now. You then have to do it the other side. It's all right, I've got a cardigan on. There we go. Right. And you just, like this. Oh, I'm a bit wobbly this side and a bit creaky. Can you hear the cracks? It's like someone's walking on twigs. Good God. Right. And then you can do It's called hip, where is it? The one with the hips. Prone hip extension. Okay, prone hip extension. It might make me grow bigger. And that one, you're lifting your legs backwards, up in the air like that. Your chest's on the floor. And breathe. Don't hold your breath when you're doing yoga. Sometimes I used to hold my breath, and I'd get up afterwards with a head as big as a balloon and bright purple. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Nice big breaths. Even as if you lift your leg up, breathe in. Put your leg down. Breathe out. Mindfulness. Boost the 37.2 trillion cells of your subconscious. So then, now I've made an absolute spectacle of myself, I'm going to finish with warrior pose. This is empowering, and it also gets all that gorgeousness up from the gut. So warrior pose. You're opening up your diaphragm. You're opening up the gut. You can do this. You've got it. Superhero pose, we call this in my rainbow sessions. And of course, once you've done one side, you then do the other side. So what you can also do, as I said before, you could put it into games. You could put it into, I don't know, snakes and ladders. And if you get a snake or a ladder, you can get to choose from a lucky dip box which yoga pose. You could even put them into stories. So I'll very often take a favourite story of one of my rainbow kids if we're in a group session, and we'll all put yoga poses to it. We've even painted story pebbles and then done a lucky dip, all together made a story and then put it to yoga. So there's lots and lots of different things you can do. So I could make up a little story now. Let's have a look. Okay, let's go. Here we go. I'm doing this off the cuff. This is not rehearsed, so I hope it doesn't go wonky. Right. This morning, Juliana was fast asleep in bed, feeling grounded and relaxed. And then her alarm went off and she thought, oh my goodness me, it's so early and I'm still so tired and I need to be ready for my day. So very slowly she got out of bed and she stood like a mountain, looking at her view, feeling grounded, preparing herself for workshops, for videos, and for all of you, which I love. For my article for Anna. Oh, if you want to look up these poses, by the way, if you click onto annakennedyonline.com, I'm her wellbeing charity ambassador. There'll be an article all about this with the benefits and the poses. So you can download it, it's freely printable. You know, you can have great fun with it. Anyway, where was I in my story?
Looking at the view.
Yes, I was looking at the view. And as I looked at the view, I thought, yes, I've got a lot of writing to do today. So I sat on the edge of my bed, which I did actually, because I had so many ideas this morning before I even got dressed. This is actually the truth. So she sat on her table, which had a slight dip in the middle. That's true as well, because it had some, oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so, and she wrote loads and loads and notes and answered a few emails. And then she decided she had to really get out there. And she really had to spread the word about her work. So she was very busy cutting things out on bits of paper for her Rainbow Kids session later today and also for this video. And the scissors worked beautifully. Then she had to go and walk down into the village because she had to post off important things because somebody recently passed my Rainbow Kids instructor course, and it was the certificate that I was posting. What else have we got? I think I've done them all. And then she finished her work at the end of the day, and she felt like a warrior, an absolute warrior, a well-being warrior, spreading the word about these fantastic things that all these therapies do for our minds and our bodies. And it's also a scientific fact that our minds and our bodies cannot be separated. So be warriors. Be warriors. And have a wonderful week. I love you all.